and welcome back to my channel. It is officially spring. It is officially spring. It's officially spring. Can you believe it? If you're new here, if you don't know, my favorite season is spring. So this is my time to thrive and shine. Could not be more excited about it, but I figured what better time, what better way to ring in the new season with a spring reading list. I think I want to do these quarterly, and so I've kind of decided on a fun format. We'll see if it changes, but I want to do 5 books that I have on my shelves and 5 anticipated releases, since I didn't get the chance to go over kind of like a longer list at the beginning of the year. Plus I know so many other books get like announced and everything like that as the year progresses, so I feel like this will be a good way to kind of talk about some upcoming releases I'm really excited for, have them be up to date. We'll do 5 and 5. I have kind of a good mix here, I think, ish. As much of a good mix as 10 can be out of all the books that I want to read. So let's just dive right in. Alright, so we'll start with the books that I own and then go into the ones that I'm really excited about that are coming out this year, this season, shall we say. These are in no particular order, although the first one screams spring to me. So, I mean, they all scream spring to me. That's why they're on this list. The cover, specifically, of this one. First up, we do have a romance. I feel like small town romances are perfect for springtime, so I do have 2 of them. Could not be more excited about either. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is the first book in the Knock 'Em Out series. It is a grumpy sunshine. It takes place in a small town. I have not read a Lucy Score, which is criminal. It feels criminal to me, but I am really excited about reading this one. We also have the like runaway bride trope, which I think when done well can be really fun to read about, so I'm very excited about that. We have our main character Naomi. Naomi comes to the rescue of her sister Tina, who is her twin, that lives in this small town, and Tina runs away with Naomi's money and car and leaves behind an 11-year-old niece that Naomi never knew she had. Naomi is trying to kind of figure things out, take care of her niece as much as she possibly can in the best way that she possibly can now that she is her legal guardian, and they run into Knox, who is very much no nonsense. I think maybe he mistakes Naomi for her twin sister Tina, and he doesn't want to get involved with her. He sees a mess from a mile away and he's like, no thank you, but lo and behold, he does indeed get involved with her. Switching gears a little bit, because these are in no particular order, so like I should have grouped them together, but I didn't. The Push by Ashley Audrain. This one is a thriller that I don't know much about, but I remember when I picked it up, Stasia was like, if you liked Verity, you might like this. I think it deals with themes of motherhood, which I'm really excited to read about. She also said it was a very quick read, very suspenseful. She thought that I would like it a lot, and this cover just kind of gives me spring vibes, like the light pastels. I don't know. I don't know when it actually takes place, but I am excited to read it. Like I said, Stasia spoke very highly of it. It also has really short chapters, and you guys know how I feel about short chapters. I'm not going to say much more about this just because I don't want to spoil it. It is a thriller. I don't want to look too much into it, but thematically deals with motherhood is really all I know. Then this one I might save for later in the spring, but I also feel like maybe I should read it earlier so that I can read more of this author's work during the springtime, because I feel like these are perfect springtime reads. I know, guys. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read anything by this author. Beach read by Emily Henry. Here she is in the flesh. This is gonna be my time. My best friend recently read Happy Place and really liked it. She thinks that I would really like it. I have a feeling I'm going to love all of Emily Henry's books. I feel like we need to start where it all began, with Beach read. This one is about 2 best-selling authors who are on like a beach trip vacation writing getaway. One of them writes romance, one of them writes contemporary fiction, but they're both in a bit of a writing rut, and so they decide to swap genres for the week to kind of help get them out. They have like a bit of a history as well. They went to the same college, I believe, and were kind of academic rivals. Again, I haven't read it yet, so if any of this is wrong, you can hold me accountable, but like take it easy on me, please. I've also heard that it deals a lot with grief, and we know that is, if it could be considered a subgenre, my favorite subgenre of all time across the board. I also love a romance that is a little bit more heartbreaking, a little bit more gritty, and the fact that this is like contemporary fiction romance crossover, I think I'm gonna eat it up. People who I feel like have similar reading tastes to me love this, so I feel like it's a safe bet that I will love it as well. Then we have another small town romance, because I feel like spring and summer are the quintessential time to be reading small town romances. Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I have been flying through this series lately, and when I say flying through, you guys, I don't normally continue with series. It just isn't a thing that I do. It's really, really bad, but I'm trying to correct that, and I have been better since the end of last year about doing that. Applause for me. Yeah, I've been slowly but surely making my way through the Chestnut Spring series. I would call it flying through marathon series like I have been, but I picked up Heartless in January, I think, or maybe I finished it in February. Doesn't matter. And I have been reading them ever since. I'm currently on Reckless, so we should be very proud of me. I'm like 60% of the way done with her. I have every intention of finishing it this weekend. Hopeless had to be included on the list, and then I will have finished a series and I can continue on with more Elsie Silver. If I really want to, I can go into the Rose Hill series. I would love if you guys have read all of Elsie Silver's books to let me know in the comments below. Before going into Rose Hill, should I read Wishing Well Ranch first beforehand? Because I started with Flawless. I started in the middle of her series, which I probably shouldn't have done, but they're all interconnected standalones, interconnected series, so I don't think it's too bad, but let me know. And the last book that I physically own on my TBR that I'm really excited to read and is on my spring reading list, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is two things, okay? It is the start in a series, but it is also a reread for me. This is a fantasy. Oh, it's three things. It's a fantasy, which I haven't been reading much of the past couple of years, but again, recently I've kind of been dipping my toe back into my fantasy era. I want to go back to my roots. I loved this one when I read it. Fun, not so fun fact really at all. I picked this book up because I was in the worst reading slump ever. I had the worst depression I have ever had because my childhood dog passed away. I went into the bookstore to try to make myself feel better in between my college classes. I was like, let me just see if I can find something, anything that will distract me from this aching pain that will not go away. And this took my mind off of everything. It didn't make the pain go away, but it moved it someplace where I could much more easily manage it. And that is why it will forever and always be one of my favorite series. I only got to the middle of book 3 because, again, I'm not a series finisher. I don't know why. It's one of my toxic traits, but I really want to finish it because I'm in my finishing series era. So I want to go back and read it because, again, I loved it. I loved this world. I loved Laia and Elias. It was so rich. It was such a beautiful fantasy, and I want to be able to read Air by Sabaa Tahir, which was recently published. Here she is. I'm also debating on getting the new covers because the new covers for this are stunning. Moving into some of my spring anticipated releases, books I do not physically own but do fully intend on purchasing. If you watched any of my vlogs from last year, this should come as no surprise to you. Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. I loved Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. The audiobook was one of the most beautiful things I have ever listened to. If you have the opportunity and availability, please listen to the audiobook for Ready or Not. That one has the accidental pregnancy trope, so I understand that that can be off-putting for a lot of people, but if you've never read it before and you're not sure how you would feel about it, I say just give it a try and see what you think. I think that it was really well done in that one, and I love the character dynamic, the romance. It was stunning. I have read other books by Cara Bastone before and really, really enjoyed them. So I'm so excited, and again, pretty sure this one chronicles grief. It's got my name written all over it. Don't remember what it's about. I do have the audiobook downloaded on my phone. I just haven't been in the mood for audiobooks, but maybe I'll give her a listen soon because it is on my spring reading list. I have to read it. I have to. Then I have Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the sequel to Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. It is another fantasy. I know, look at her go. The first book was following our main character. She had a beautiful name. What was her name? I want to say it was Genevieve, but I don't think that's right. No freaking crap! There is no way. There's absolutely no way. I'm screaming. I pulled up Enchantra instead of Phantasma. Don't ask me why. Genevieve is the sister's name, so she is the main character in Phantasma. It literally says, Ready or Not meets Throne of the Fallen. What do you mean, Ready or Not? Is there an accidental pregnancy on this? You guys, if it is anything like Ready or Not, I'm guaranteed 5 stars. Guaranteed 5 stars. Oh, I'm sick right now. Spicy, enemies to lovers fantasy romance where an Italian getaway turns deadly after a young woman is trapped in her host's family's cursed game. Ready or not, the game has begun. So in the first book, Ophelia, I knew it was beautiful. In the first book, we're following our main character, Ophelia, whose mother has passed away, and the way that it works in her family is that there is one woman who is like a necromancer, but the only way to get that power is for the previous woman who has that power to pass away, and then you have the option to like take it on, basically. Ophelia had been trained her entire life to kind of harness that, but she didn't think her mother would pass away so soon, so she thought she had more time to train. Plot twist, she didn't. And then some people come knocking at their door and they're like, you owe a lot of money. By the way, your mom owed a lot of money, so not sure how you're gonna pay that off, but we're gonna take your house if you don't. Both the girls, Ophelia and her younger sister Genevieve, are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And there is like this traveling game situation called Phantasma, put on by not princes of hell, but like the devils of hell. Ophelia thinks her younger sister Genevieve has gone in there, so Ophelia goes in after her to try and save her, because at the end of the game, if you win, you get a wish, but it can be literally deadly. So Ophelia has to team up with a phantom to get help to make her way through the end of this and find her sister in this literal hellhole. And the second book is following her younger sister Genevieve. I don't know much more than that, but the banter was off the charts in Phantasma. I read it so quickly. It was such an amazing and easy fantasy. If you're looking for something gothic, highly recommend Phantasma. It's a great fall read. Again, really digestible fantasy world, kind of an urban fantasy. But I think that this one's going to be perfect for the springtime, and it comes out April 8th. So I am very, very excited to read this, especially because I read Phantasma so quickly. I think I'm going to read this one just as quickly. I'm going to devour it. Another one of my most anticipated releases. Oh my goodness, I can't. Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. This is the 5th and I cannot believe I am saying final book in the Windy City series. We are finally getting Rio's story, and of course it is a childhood friends to lovers second chance romance, because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? This is a hockey romance. It is coming out in May. I just kind of told you the main tropes of it, and I am so freaking excited. I love Rio. He is such a golden retriever, such a fun character to read about. This series has been incredible. Some of my favorite romances I have ever read, and easily one of my favorite romance series of all time. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend. A lot of people don't love the first book, which I don't fully understand because I loved the first book. But if you don't love the first book, continue on. Usually Right Move gets people. It was my least favorite in the series, but that is the most unpopular opinion ever. So very excited, cannot wait, very bittersweet that this series is finally coming to an end, but it'll be another series that I have finally completed because I'm all caught up with the others. The next one is another fantasy. I didn't realize or remember that I put so much fantasy on this list, but like it kind of tracks. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is her new fantasy series. We're gonna have to look up a summary for this one too because I don't remember. I just remember reading it in December, writing it down on my little list and being like, yeah, I'm gonna need to read that. I'm gonna need to read that. And then I finished the Shepherd King duology and I was like, definitely going to need to read that because each book that she's written has just gotten better. I know there've only been 2, but each one just got better. So I'm anticipating that this one will be at least a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Let's look up what it's about though. Alright, this one is also coming out in May. I think maybe the same day as Rewind It Back, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Rewind It Back. This one is a gothic, mist-cloaked tale of a prophetess who is forced beyond the safety of her cloister of an impossible quest to defeat the gods with one knight whose future is beyond her sight. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the kingdom of Trom's windswept moors to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, hysterical? I think so. And devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect. I don't really like that name. It reminds me of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside of the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first book in the Stonewater Kingdom series. I don't know if that's a duology, a trilogy, what it is, but I know I will be reading it. So very excited and very much looking forward to that. And the last one that I have on this list is a contemporary fiction, My Friend by Frederick Bachman. I just recently filmed an updated 6-star read video, and Anxious People had to be on that list. So for him to come out with another standalone, I am so freaking excited for. I will truly read anything that Frederick Bachman writes. I love his writing so much. He has such a wonderful way of doing character analysis, human analysis, understanding different people from different walks of life. The ability he has to write from different people's perspectives and then also bring a level of humanity to people that you would normally write off immediately. Stunning. The way he can craft a sentence to mean so much more and have so much power behind it than honestly most other people could write. I will read his grocery list and probably be in tears. All I need to know is that it says, an unforgettably funny, deeply moving tale of 4 teenagers whose friendship creates a bond so powerful that it changes a stranger's life 25 years later. Like, I'm gonna cry there. That's all I needed to read and I have chills. This comes out May 6th. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. May's gonna be a national holiday. The whole month. Those are the 10 books that I am so freaking excited to read this spring. Let me know if you guys have any type of like spring reading list. I'm slowly but surely going to be making my way through them. I cannot wait to revisit some of these books and worlds, revisit some of these authors' writings. Just, I am so excited. But that is going to be all from me. Like I said, let me know down in the comments below what is on your spring reading list or what some of your anticipated releases are. If there are some that I need to have my eye out for, I don't want to miss anything. So you guys gotta let me know. If you made it this far in the video, let's leave like a fairy emoji. That feels very like spring and whimsical. But I love you guys so much. I hope you're doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise. And I really hope to see you all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, guys.